at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
No matter what type of narcissist you're dealing with, it's important to understand that they have an extreme need to be admired and recognized as special and superior. But they also have a deep-seated hatred for their true self and an even deeper fear of being exposed and rejected. Because of this, they devalue, distance, dissociate, and discard those who get too close to them. Narcissistic personality disorder can be the result of complex trauma, genetics, or a combination of factors. But whatever the underlying cause, they are intrinsically motivated and driven to gain supply to maintain their false fantasy self and their false fantasy reality. And anyone who doesn't play along gets discarded. And even if you do play along, you may still be discarded. So here are 10 signs that you've been emotionally discarded by a narcissist. Number 1, you're no longer getting the attention and the praise and being spoiled by them. In the beginning, they're totally into you. They couldn't get enough of you. They complimented you, bought you things, and made you the center of their universe. But then suddenly, there is no more special treatment. It's all dried up. And unless they want something from you or need you in order to impress others, whatever you get from them after the love bombing stage usually comes with a heavy price tag and many reminders of how appreciative you should be and how much you owe them for everything that they've done for you. Number 2, not only is a narcissist no longer idealizing you, they are starting to devalue you. They are slowly and systematically using tactics to confuse, shame, blame, and make you believe that you're the problem. They will likely get suspicious and accuse you of infidelity, of not being trustworthy, of humiliating them. And they will start to use anything you're sensitive or insecure about against you. They will blame any and all relationship problems on you being too needy, too insecure, or selfish. Here's an example of how this might play out.
A little bit flexible, please.
Well, can't you decide something that's not just for yourself? Why can't you think about me? All you think about is yourself and all the things you want.
In this clip, we see her accusing her boyfriend of being selfish and only thinking of himself. After this fight, he might start to think that he is being selfish, and maybe he is. Doubting himself would be a normal response. When someone accuses you of something, it's good to take a step back and examine whether there is some truth to what they're saying and to consider whether you need to make some adjustments. But with a narcissist, this is just round one. In round two, they will build on the foundation that they are creating, and there will be further accusations and evidence to convince you that you are indeed selfish. So here's another clip to demonstrate how this might progress.
People used to tell me that you were too selfish to be a great artist, and I used to defend you. They were absolutely right.
Here we see her using social proof, saying everyone tried to warn her that he was selfish, but she defended him. And finally, in this last clip, she says that selfishness is who he is. It's his identity, his character.
You're so merged with your own selfishness, you don't even identify it as selfishness anymore.
As time goes on, you will experience more and more character assassinations. And here's the thing. The narcissist will masterfully set you up to behave in ways that will lead you to further believe that what they are saying is true. They will keep your attention focused on your behavior. They will keep you in a state of confusion and in an intense emotional state so that you can never rationally figure out what's actually happening.
I'm sorry. Pause that video, bruh. Pause it. Woo. How many of you have gone through something similar? The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580. And I love having these types of conversations because, again, everybody can talk about relationships, but we have to deconstruct them. And more importantly, we have to deconstruct ourselves. Do you recognize this kind of behavior within yourself? Have you been the victim of this kind of behavior? And this leads me to tonight's topic. Devalued. Are you discard material? How to survive being thrown away by a relationship automaton. What is an automaton? A robot. You know, narcissists fake like they feel deeply. They can't really feel deeply, but they know how to act empathetic. They know how to act nurturing. As a matter of fact, every time they do something that can be perceived as empathetic or nurturing, it always has a string attached to it. They're looking for the payoff in their kind deed. In other words, the deed has a purpose. The deed is a down payment for something. Have you ever felt devalued? Have you ever started to believe what someone who may, suffer from MPD or a prevalence of narcissistic tendencies? Have you ever felt like after having so many conversations with them and being devalued, have you ever started to begin to feel like you were discard worthy? 1-800-920-1580. Not all of these shows are about narcissism, but the point that I'm trying to make is our eyes are too glossy when it comes to relationships. We're not paying a whole lot of attention. Typically, even the intentional planning for the relationship to lead somewhere is done so with the benefit of the doubt associated with it. I'm doing all of this because I want to arrive at this particular outcome. I believe that this person is worthy of me showing them that I'm into them, that I want them, that I'm down for them, so to speak. Right? So we're all doing it from a space of down payment. Let me do these things to show myself worthy to get what I need. But we're not really looking, A, at ourselves. How do you look at yourself? First, look at who raised you. See what they're struggling with. And see how that may have impacted the way you relate in adult relationships. You hear us talk about this damn near on every show. What are we talking about? Attachment styles, right? And as we've delved into these topics, we start to find out that maladaptive attachment styles are attracted to each other. We also start to find out that narcissists, whether they be grandiose or covert, are attracted to SLDs. An SLD is a term that was coined by Ross Rosenberg. Get his book, The Human Magnet Syndrome. Okay? So SLD is self-love deficient, which is a euphemism or a synonym for codependent. So narcissists and codependents are attracted to one another. This is heavy stuff, right? So I know everybody, it's popular. I remember when I first came in here, Andy, you know, oh, that's the relationship guy. You know, relationship talk always works. It does. Even the superficial gobbledygook, right? Should a woman do her hair before she go to bed? Like, should we ever see a woman in the satin head wrap? Like, these are some of the conversations that are on the internet. And they're popular, right? A woman should never show her real hair. Listen, the way you came in, you see, is the way you stay. You know, everybody got some kind of goofy conversation about relationships. But you know what I've noticed? When you want to get deep, people recoil. People recoil. Wounded people don't like to be exposed. But wounded people allow wounds to dictate how they're going to control another person. The wound is in control. The wound is in charge. So the wound is saying, no, not this one, because they're going to recognize that I'm in control. So this is not a good match for us. This person is going to hold us accountable. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to be protected. That's what the wound is saying. We need a centurion. We need a security guard. We don't need somebody that's going to open us up even wider. No. Listen, God never intended. I want y'all to listen now. God never intended, not just for yours, but for time itself to be wasted. Everything you've ever gone through has a lesson affixed to it. And when you hear people try to articulate that point, they articulate it incorrectly. Right? If it's not a blessing, it's a lesson. No. Lessons are blessings. It's not either or. A lesson is a blessing. Listen, if you don't like to read in real life, you're not going to like to learn from no wound. Somebody meme that. Somebody put that on this. Listen, it's my birthday. I'm on fire already. I'm ready to act a fool tonight. Listen, if you don't read in real life, you're definitely not going to listen to the messages that come from your wounds. I see so many superficial people. Listen, all you got to do is listen to what they have to say. If the ideas are unidirectional, if the ideas are one-sided, Somebody told you, man, we standing on business. Really, that means we're standing on black and white thought. Ooh, black and white thinking is a mental illness. It's either this or that. And if it ain't what I want it to be, you're not worthy. Come on now. Come on. Are y'all listening? Do you see? Most of us come from maladaptive homes when it comes to dysfunctional homes or maladaptive attachments. Most of us come from some of that. And if there's some of that, we are setting ourselves up to attract somebody who might devalue us, who might see us as discard material. Do narcissists come back after final discard? How do you get over being discarded by your partner? It ain't always a narcissist that's doing it. Come on, y'all. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. How do you respond to being discarded? What is the discard phase in a relationship? Come on, 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to you tonight. What connections can be made between misaligned anxiety, devaluation, and discard? Is the relationship between neuroticism, irrational anxiety, and the devaluation stage? I don't know. Are y'all listening? Do y'all want this work tonight? Listen, it's my birthday. You know I'm going to act a fool tonight. You know I'm going to act a fool. Listen, when we come forward, the voice of reason. Hey, we going to turn up. Get to your phone calls. I want you to call in and tell your truth. Tell your story tonight. I need to talk to the nation.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, Tavis Smiley here. We're getting closer to June 18th and time is running out for you to register to join us for our historic symposium live on C-SPAN, Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com right now if you want to be in the audience when the nation will see for the first time ever a stage full of brilliant black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's all going down. Well, it's actually all going up. Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. live from the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Again, admission is free, but we're filling up fast. So if I were you, I would log on right now to KBLA1580.com to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. We're KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Man, drop that shit. You know what time it is, yeah. Hey, yo, throw your fingers up. Tell me, baby, are you lonely? Don't wanna rush out, can help you if you only. Let me touch you if I'm wrong, love, tell me. Cause I get caught up in the life I live as hell. See, I never thought I'd see the day when I would calm down. You ain't heard, I've been on the clown and get around. That's my word, see you walking and you're looking good. Yes, indeed, got a body like a sex fiend. You're killing me with your attitude to match, right? Don't be phony, cause I hate it when you act like you don't know me, I've been stressing in the spotlight. I want the fame, but the industry's a lot like a crap game, ain't no time for commitment. I gotta go, can't be with you every minute, miss another show. And even though I'm known for my one night stand, look here, I wanna be an honest man, but temptation's gone.
If you've been discarded by a narcissist, there is a good chance that your head was left spinning because the discard really has nothing to do with you, and therefore it doesn't make a lot of sense. This can leave you with an intense feeling that you need closure that you don't have. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of closure right now before we get to the 8 ways that a narcissist will...
Pause it. I'm sorry. Before we get there, let me just tell you right now, most works in progress are confused. Stop looking for closure from a confused source. Somebody meme it. Somebody go meme it. Most people are confused. Most people are walking. Most people are living in a state of cognitive dissonance. They have no idea of who they are, what they really want. Hear me. And we try to hold them to a standard to give us closure. Listen, most people don't have closure with their mama. Most people don't have closure with their father. Most people don't have closure with their origin point. How they gonna give it to you? Do you understand? We got to stop looking for closure from confusion. Confusion can't deliver closure. Andy?
Or usually one of 3 reasons. 1, they've lost control over you, or they feel like they have. And if they've done this, if they have lost control over you, they may discard and then hoover back just to show you who's boss, just to show you that they can leave you at any moment, and they will. Another reason a narcissist may discard is self-preservation. So if they feel like that false persona that they protect with their lives is being threatened, then they may discard. And if this happens, if they're feeling threatened in this way, the discard may also come with a smear campaign. If you've ever dealt with this, let us know in the comments. And the 3rd common reason that a narcissist will discard is just because they're bored. Narcissists notoriously have very short attention spans. And this is the most confusing of all because you think things are good. You think you're in love and the person you're with is in love with you. But if you're with a narcissist, they're not capable of the type of love that you have to give and the type of love that you're expecting to receive. So if you've been discarded, take this as your closure that it really did have nothing to do with you. Sure, maybe you weren't perfect in the relationship, but who is? And I just want to be clear that a narcissist discard has more to do with them than it does with you. My name is Christine, and this channel is dedicated to...
Man! Whew. Are you discard material? Are you a beacon for busters? Huh? Are you low jack for low quality, low conscious people? Did you know that high conscious people come with problems too? Do you understand? It's just that the low conscious people, right? They are incapable of being accountable. Of being able to say, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm wrong for doing that to you. Most people understand this. Narcissists can't apologize. And when they do, the apology is the worst apology you've ever gotten. You know why? Because it doesn't address what they need to be apologizing for. Do you understand? It's just, I'm sorry if you feel like I hurt you. What? You sorry if I feel like I'm hurt. Do you understand what I'm... Come on. Being ruthlessly discarded in intimate relationships is a painful and traumatic experience that can leave deep emotional scars. The act of being devalued and discarded by a partner can shatter one's sense of self-worth, leaving them feeling worthless, abandoned, and broken. It is a form of emotional abuse that can have long-lasting effects on an individual's mental and emotional well-being. The discard phase in a relationship is often the final stage in the cycle of abuse perpetuated by someone who is a narcissist or has narcissistic tendencies. Narcissists are individuals who have an excessive sense of self-importance. Listen, self-importance isn't always saying I'm the best. It might be saying I'm more spiritual. It might be saying I'm chosen. It might be, do you hear me tonight? When I come forward on my birthday, I'm going to continue acting a fool.
And the God gotta keep myself from falling. But it's hard, all the cuties know I'm under pressure. What do I do? Get shaky when she put the press up. Say it's cool, should I stroke or should I wait a while? You decide if you tell me that you don't want it. That's a lie, move closer, let me whisper some dirty words in your ears as I kiss you. On every nerve, slow down, baby, don't rush. I like the slow.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Massachusetts Institute of Technology is getting hit with a civil rights complaint over its program designated for women of color. The Equal Protection Project claims the program's eligibility requirements are openly, racially, and sexually discriminatory. The Creative Regal Women of Knowledge program is marketed to women belonging to minorities and transgender women and non-binary participants. It aims to give networking opportunities and financial assistance to women of color. The EPP alleges the program violates Title IX. A senior advisor to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is leaving his independent presidential campaign because of what she calls a hateful and divisive atmosphere. Angela Stanton King announced her departure as the campaign's head of Black voter outreach, saying the campaign no longer aligns with her values. King wrote on social media that she will continue to advise Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on key community issues. She was one of Kennedy's top advisors on the issue of abortion. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
California just launched the Certified Wellness Coach profession to help your workforce meet the increased demands for youth mental health services. Learn more at cawellnesscoach.org, supported by the California Department of Health Care Access and Information.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Y'all ready for this?
Comes the 2 to the 3 and 4. Then I drop the beat I have in store. Lay the lyrics on the top like a rod. Make it sound smooth and later make a dub. Enunciate well so that you can tell I am not illiterate. No, not even a little bit. Nothing like an idiot. Get it?
Now, if you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. My name is Thais, and I'm really glad that you stopped by. We are going to do a deep dive right here and now into the avoidant discard and how it can actually be traumatic. So we'll start by explaining what this actually is. Then we'll dive into how this actually affects partners when this takes place, or exes of the avoidant attachment style. And if you stick around till the end, we'll do a deeper dive into what you can actually do to heal your heart and to recover from this experience. So first and foremost, the term avoidant discard essentially refers to a pattern of behavior exhibited by avoidant attachment styles in relationships. In this particular video, although there's also a fearful avoidant version of this, we're going to start by talking about the more dismissive avoidant version of this. Now, avoidant attachment refers to a psychological set of patterns where somebody may avoid emotional intimacy and closeness in relationships as a means of self-protection. And obviously, in the context of a romantic relationship, this avoidant discard may occur when an individual with avoidant attachment tendencies abruptly ends a relationship as a means of avoiding becoming too emotionally involved or too vulnerable. And the avoidant discard is generally characterized by a very sudden and unexplained breakup, usually also with a reluctance to actually address the root problem or issue and talk it out or work things through, and also a tendency to distance oneself emotionally from a partner. And what happens is this behavior can be deeply hurtful to a partner on the receiving end who may feel completely blindsided and even really confused by this sudden ending of a relationship. So how does it actually affect somebody on the receiving end? Well, the first thing that's so important to recognize is there tends to be this extreme lack of closure. If somebody leaves a relationship seemingly out of the blue without discussing issues, without actually addressing issues, and sometimes it can be even when the relationship seems to be going well, it can leave somebody feeling so confused, so caught off guard, and absolutely blindsided by this entire scenario, which also leaves this person with a total lack of closure received from the avoidant who left the relationship all of a sudden. So on top of this, the second major thing that it does is it tends to exacerbate any pre-existing abandonment wounds, or can even create abandonment wounds because of the intense emotionality of the situation. So because an avoidant often leaves either because they're suddenly scared of being too vulnerable and their own feelings scare them, it can actually cause them to leave without any kind of indication prior to this that this is something that was on their mind or they were thinking or feeling. And the way they often go about leaving during the avoidant discard is without having a proper conversation or proper closure. There may be a total lack of conversation altogether, or in really difficult cases, we may even see an avoidant attachment style leave a relationship through a text or through just kind of fading out, even if there might have been a certain degree of seriousness or investment from both parties in the relationship situation, where a text or just fizzling out all of a sudden might not have been the appropriate approach to this matter. So not only is there the lack of closure, lack of understanding, and a new creation of abandonment wounds, or at least this re-traumatization of past abandonment wounds, which can leave somebody in a lot of pain or suffering, but it often leaves the person on the receiving end of this, unfortunately, in a space of really personalizing this behavior. It's something that I found over and over again, is that the person...
Listen, the voice of reason told you it's not just narcissists. It's maladaptive attachment styles too. And in this case, Thais Gibson, so articulately explained, she was talking about the dismissive avoidant attachment style as well. She didn't get to the fearful avoidant attachment style. But people with those particular maladaptive attachment styles sometimes get confused as being narcissists because they move like narcissists. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are, but they have narcissistic tendencies. When you discard someone, there is a lack of empathy. Right? When you're solely focused on your own well-being to the point where you can justify throwing someone else's investment in you, y'all, the relationship, everything, if you could throw that away without even thinking for a moment how this will affect, that could be perceived as a ginormous lack of empathy. And where there's a lack of empathy, there's the tendency to categorize that person as narcissistic, when in fact they might not be. This is where you have to kind of stand up for the fearful and the dismissive avoidant. Both were taught self-soothe. This is erratic, right? For the fearful avoidant, I love my parent, but I'm also terrified of my parent. So I want to run to my parent and get love from my parent, but I'm afraid of my parent. I'm terrified of my parent, right? So there's this pendulum swing back and forth from avoidant to anxious for the fearful avoidant. The dismissive avoidant, on the other hand, has been taught independence. Do it yourself. Stop crying so much. Don't show so much emotions. Not all of your emotions are valid. So that's where this perpetual belief system that I have never been seen, I've never been heard, I've never been understood comes in. And the only one who understands me the most or the best is me. So when people try to pour into them, that scares them because they are not used to getting it in the full spectrum of who they are. They're used to getting it from a kind of almost a reward punishment system, right? On the emotional level for the dismissive. That's not a good emotion. Suppress that. That's a good emotion. Good job. Stay in that mindset. So do you see what I'm saying? The dismissive will pull back when they get full spectrum love, right? So it's heavy. This is a heavy conversation, but go even deeper. Don't be a human with a fearful avoidant or a dismissive avoidant, because all that's going to do is dredge up all of this anxiety and angst that they've learned to self-soothe as a child for. What? You lied? What? There's an incongruence in your story? Oh, hell no. You're not safe. Do you see? Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Are you discard material? Especially if you don't know your own attachment style. If you don't know your attachment style and you don't know their attachment style, you might be discard bait. Are y'all listening? 1-800-920-1580. Andy keeps telling me, I gotta go. But listen, when I come forward, I promise I'm going to the phone lines. Get to your lines. Tell me your stories. 1-800-920-1580. We got a lot to talk about.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
City of Los Angeles tenants and landlords participating in the Emergency Renters Assistance Program, beware of scammers. Notifications about your application will only come from the City of LA in emails ending in lacity.org. Protect yourself. Contact the LA Housing Department by email at lahd.erap@lacity.org or call 866-557-7368 to check communications you receive about the program. You can also verify your application status at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
This is DIR Silica. Spot title, Workers, 30-second English Radio. ISKI code, DSEW0430. April 30th, 2024.
Workers in California cut and polish man-made stone for countertops, showers, and more. Without proper protections, workers breathe in harmful dust from the artificial stone material, which puts them at risk of developing silicosis. California employers are required to protect their employees from harmful silica dust by providing proper equipment and training. Stop dusty and deadly practices. Learn more at worksafewithsilica.org. This is a message from Cal OSHA.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no small. And mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but didn't pig out. Finally got a call from a girl I wanna dig out. Hooked it up for later as I hit the dope. Thinking, will I live another 24? I gotta go, cause I got me a drop top. And if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop. Had to stop at a red light, looking in my mirror, not a jacker in sight, and everything is alright. I got a beat from Kim, and she could do it all night. Called up the homies and I'm asking y'all, which part are y'all playing basketball? Get me on the court and I'm troubled. Last week messed around and got a triple-double. Freaking brothers every way like MJ. I can't believe today was a good day.
What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to episode 3, part 3 of my series on the toxic relationship dynamics of a narcissist, the toxic cycle of a relationship with a possible narcissist or toxic person. You know, part 1 is the idealization, love bombing phase. Part 2 is the devaluation phase, and this part 3 is the discard phase. Part phase is the Hoover and whatnot. But like I said, the other parts will be linked in this description and whatnot. So the discard phase. So a lot of people think the discard comes after the devaluation phase. But this is all my interpretation, y'all. For me, the discard phase starts during the devaluation phase. What I mean starts during, it's like, so what I mean by starts during the devaluation phase is that for me, there are more than one type of discards.
Pause. You guys got to remember, Lee Hammond, that's the guy who's talking. He is a clinically diagnosed, self-aware narcissist. So he is not speaking from a clinical perspective. He is speaking from an experiential perspective. You know, being a narcissist who has been in therapy for the past 6 years, and now he is considered as what is known as a self-aware narcissist. In other words, he's aware of the tactics that, yes, a brother, that he is prone to perpetuate on his partner. Now, he's married, but he's been in therapy now for about 6 years. Go ahead, finish it.
You know, the emotional discard comes when the perfect image of you that this narcissist has in their heads shatters. Like, we don't see you in the same light anymore, and things like that. So that part shatters, and they start to treat you differently. And when they start to treat you differently, they start to act differently towards you. You understand?
It's just too many jewels. This is why I'm teaching y'all, go in that damn relationship as a broken mirror. Don't go in there with your best foot forward. Don't make my mistakes. Go in there with all of your shards showing. Right? You hear me talk about it all the time. I say, listen, when you go into a relationship with somebody, the first thing you should do is step in there to see how you will show up. Don't go in there with the expectation of how they're going to fill your holes. Nobody can fill your holes. Only you can. Do you understand? The whole of self-love, the whole of self-approval, the whole of self-acknowledgement, the whole of self-acceptance. The whole of happiness. This is stuff you feel. This is not something your partner can come in and be for you. Do you understand? Because they themselves are a work in progress with holes within their own spirit. Do you feel me? So when he said what he said, I just need y'all to understand. That image, dating an image, that's why I always tell sisters, don't date an idea. Don't date a concept. Don't date behavior. Right? Behavior speaks louder than words. Not if there's an intent behind it. Intentions speaks louder than behavior. But behavior speaks louder than words. But if the intent behind my behavior is to manipulate, then what is speaking louder? The behavior or the intention? Do you know how many bottom line black and white thinkers I see out? The bottom line is, did you do what you said you was going to do? You're setting yourself up for manipulation. Men, listen, I got uncles in their 70s and 80s. They've told me many times, man, shut up. Stop talking too much. Just do what she asks. If you do what she says, she's going to soften. I was sitting with my uncle today. My uncle's 74, 75. Listen, just be quiet. Don't try to explain things. Don't talk. Do. Because doing is going to get you further, even if you really don't want to do what you're doing. But doing gets you to your score. He told me that when I was 15. He told it to me today. I saw him for my birthday. But this is what I'm saying. We don't look past the behavior. Intent speaks louder than words. Now watch it get confused and conflated when you do something wrong. Now it goes back to the behavior. It don't matter what your intent is. You did it. Do you see the weight of behavior? It doesn't matter if you didn't intend to hurt me. The hurt is real. So now the hurt trumps the intent. Do you see? Are y'all listening? Okay, finish it.
I'm being treated differently for some reason. Like the spark is it's like the spark is gone. The flame has, it hasn't extinguished, but it's flickering. It's flickering. You know what I mean? It's like you have a phone charger plugged into the wall. It's kind of falling out the wall. Like this is the socket. This is the phone charger, and it's falling out the wall a little bit. It's still charging, but it's not charging. It flickers on and off. You have to tap it a little bit to make sure it's still charging. You see what I'm saying? So the emotional discard happens during the devaluation phase. And just because, I had to make this clear in a lot of videos, just because they emotionally discard you doesn't mean that they will physically discard you and get rid of you. You know what I mean? They can emotionally discard you, get rid of you, and they can emotionally discard you, get rid of you emotionally, and take away all the affection, the love, the care, and stuff like that, because that's part of the dynamic. They emotionally discard you, so the affection and all that stuff goes away. You see what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, y'all. The affection and the love and stuff goes away. So that's during the devaluation phase. You know what I mean? So when they emotionally discard you, they are typically, this is what I tell people, when they emotionally discard you, they are trying to emotionally connect to someone else typically. So when they get rid of you emotionally, they're trying to connect to someone else emotionally. They have to get the emotional validation, the emotional supply from someone else. It doesn't have to be a new relationship partner. It could possibly be, in my mind, it doesn't have to be a new relationship partner. It can be, they can just start love bombing your kids. They can start love bombing your friends, their family members, the pets. They can start love bombing the pets, giving the pets all the affection and stuff that they were giving to you. And they can get their emotional validation from the unconditional love that a dog gives you or something like that. You know what I mean? That's why you see that happen sometimes. I know people ask me, do narcissists like animals? I have 2 animals. I love my animals. What I mean, it's a case by case basis. Some of them hate animals.
Oh, that boy cooking. That boy Do you see? This is a 15-layer cake. That's why I say, don't just skip into relationship with anybody. All of these dynamics may be going on within you and also within them. You don't know who you really dealing with. Then you throw another layer. Could they be neurodivergent? Neurodiverse on top of that? What else could they be? Man, what? So wait a minute. Attachment style. Okay, cool. That's one layer. Neurodiverse. Oh, wow. That's another layer. Maladaptive communication style. Whoa, that's another layer. Do you understand what? The upbringing. Oh, my goodness. That's another layer. Oh, the education layer. Oh, that's another layer. Oh, the employment, the socioeconomic. Do you see how many layers? And most of us deal with that top layer of icing. When we see that pretty brown round. Do you understand? Man, I'm starting to see it in real time like Neo watching The Matrix. Fake love, fake empathy, fake care, fake concern, fake nurturing, all of it. Right? Because it's performative. Why? Because it is desirous of a particular outcome. And the wounds are all in control. When we come forward, this time, I promise, phone calls.
Didn't even get no static from the cowards, cause just yesterday them fools tried to blast me. Saw the police and they rolled right past me. No flexing, didn't even look in a brother's direction as I ran the intersection. Went to Show Dog's house, they was watching Yo MTV raps. What's the haps on the craps? Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. Roll 'em in a circle of homies and watch me break 'em with a 7-11, 7-11, 7 even back door, little jump.